Astrophotography? Nay, shoulda bought a forerunner. But the desert had other plans. My name is Jason, it's dumb I know, my dull as dish soap mother got creative. She never said anything about the pops, maybe his a bad memory. So my horror begins in the desert. The desert where I was exploring and driving to take midnight photos in my trusty old Rubicon. Trust is a harsh word. She betrayed me when she failed on contact, a duncified handshake protocol with a boulder. It was late and I was trying to take pics of the night sky on the summit area of this gully trail. It was rough and it was long, 20 miles it felt like to this point. Everything was going great, I was at an okay pace. Then kerclunk, my pumpkin shredded itself. My rear difference died. I hollers out into the depths of the night. Obviously there is no easy repair. My Rubicon fucked me. My Nikon D850 was coming with me. I only bought it with OT hours slaving away my life to Sonic. No astronomy tonight. I grabbed my padded Hazard 4 sling bag. It's in multicam, a gift to early buyers from the last decade before they went with solid tones. It sat around my front, the bag. I had my beam headlamp with me, a goofy named thing off Amazon. It had 6 modes but a high tight beam and red LEDs. And my Razr flip phone BC that was my first phone in the naughty aughties. I twisted the key off. Pure abyssal darkness. My floodlights gave way to the speed of darkness. I flipped my red LEDs on my headlamp. I could see and not be swarmed by saltbrush moths. The razor's edge of the distant mountains and dim twinkling sky nodded its leather 10-gallon at me in solidarity. I stepped out of my doorless Rubicon. I reached back in and grabbed my wallet and stored it in the top zipper compartment in my bag. I sling it onto my back and look back towards the road. It's just hills, the wash road, basalt boulders, and brush. I also have my J-frame featherweight .357 in a leather left-hand holster I wear Mexican style for my right hand. I pat my revolver, it's secure. As secure as I'll ever be hiking 20 miles in the darkness back to the highway. I set out trudging through the basalt pebbles of the wash and jeep trail. Dumb pebbles find their way between me and the sole of my flip-flops. This is going to be painful. I can literally feel it in my first steps, ouch. I have my headlamp set to red BC moths are demons and bright light sends their lust afire. I take a sip of water from my camera case. I stuffed a Camelback blatter inside, love this brand. My steps are filled with sharp angry grains of pain and my ears are picking up my loud laborious disturbances in the wash bed. It does and doesn't echo in the gully. My shorts occasionally get brushed against the brush. That's why they call it that. I think at 60 decibels. I hear violent hoof falls come off the heights of the gully. A 60-foot descent that uplifts loose rocks. I can hear them tumbling and bouncing down the slope. I spin my head violently to scan my surroundings. But the echo disorient me. I see nothing. My high beam also sees nothing. Hello? Are you human? I shout into the deep abyss as a joke. Not anymore. A whisper in my ear tickles my eardrum. Feminine. I flinch and protect my balls with my knee and turn quickly to my right and trip over a large stone. My headlamp breaks my fall, but so does my high beam zoom lens. It's not busted, but the outer lens is shattered and acts more like a dim floodlight through a crystal. That's what it is now. A floodlight with scattered hot and dark spots. I pull myself up. My knee is feeding me damaged data. My red hydraulic sustenance is dripping down to my stupid foot. It's not bright, a vein. I don't have any antiseptic. My mouth contaminated my available water. Cleaning it with that will just mash more germs into it. All I can do is apply pressure. A clot is my saving throw. The wound is your truth. Another whisper in my ears, directionless. I swivel my head but nothing stands out. And my high beam is a showerhead of hotspots. I fiddled with the controls until red becomes my world. There are footprints leading to me, but stop at my shoulder in the wash bed. I trace them into the night, but they start from 6 steps away in the coming from the direction of my Jeep. My alarm starts on my phone. I set it to 10 p.m. for when the sun won't interfere with my photog sesh. I turn it off. In the little light of my phone, I see the eye glint of what I assume is a mountain lion. It's blue and its eye feeding on me. I drop my phone and draw my revolver. Crack. My phone hit my bad luck rock. A sick boiling noise emanated from the wrecked phone. It smolders and shrugs into orange flame. I did that, ha ha ha. The voice was coming from behind this time. I swing around, drawing my bead on the point I heard the voice. Finger on the trigger but stress on my mess. I see nothing new. The same caved-in sinkholes start from 9 places and creep up to me. We must be toe to toe. This time I know it's not human, or at least the law won't have a say in my proceeding. I press the double action trigger down to the hammer. Click. I roll the cylinder out. One loaded cartridge was sitting inside. Oh fuck. I forgot to reload it. I belched in recognition of my fear. Spit and pebbles flew from my mouth. I keep it loaded with Hornady critical light in .38 SP. It's my hiking cartridge to keep the weight down. Oh no, you're basically declawed. Again directionless. Again another dripping taunt. I roll the loaded cylinder to the 2 o'clock position and lock the cylinder. A stick feeling is dragged on my back. I flinch and jump away and spin around. This time I don't point the gun, but shield myself with my leg and arm. A bitch pose, but I am basically naked. Nothing. I feel a warm hand wander up my leg. I flinch and yelp and choke up on the spit. There it is, warm, pungent, fear. What? I fall backwards. My grip on my pistol lost. I smell your fear. This time a woman walks out of the abyss. Her perfectal breasts broke through the veil of the dark abyss, out in the open raw world we inhabit. Then her face. It cuts light as if I'm bearing witness to David being chiseled by the archaic Itai himself. She has desert fibers woven into a decorative skirt. All lit by my red headlamp. Her long, unassimilated hair flitters in the midnight's sweet, cool breath. Who the fuck are you? My voice broken up and spitty. I frantically reach for my gun. Don't. A hoof comes down on my wrist. What the fuck are you? I spray it. I'm here for this. A hoof stamps my boy junk. No. You can't have that. I share that with my roommates. I cover my junk. Not this time, little man. I flinch out my arm from under her goat clod. I feebly reach again for my pistol, but she brings her lammy club against my solar plexus. Uff. Saliva and non-rhythmic gasps pour out of my teeth cage. My world spirals into disoriented degrees of delirium. She gently places a hoof on my collarbone and rolls me over. I have no will left to night it. It's my turn. Her words pupate into a howling click, a perfect metronome resembling a translation tool with wild inputs. It fades into the abyss like my lamplight. The world recedes around me and it's just pebbles in infinitum. Her claws reach for my clothes. It feels like octopus suckers flapping against my skin and clothes biting and pinching as I lose my shit and scream my last screams. The guttural delight is crisp in the air as it flings and twists at my clothes. A perception of pungent, living, iron wetness exudes from every swing of an invisible and visible limbs. Beating the air, beating me. Give it. More guttural howls, unmistakably monstrous. I tried to take a deep breath, but all I could do was kick and gasp. Daylight. Heat. A slight breeze on all my skin. The warm, salty, alkaline scents of the brush and dirt reached into my slow, even breathing. I flinch and dig my fingernails into the dirt to hold on to something, anything familiar. I glance around with wild raptor-like head jerks. Blinking quickly, I lay at the stop sign to the highway. My clothes folded neatly near me. My bag was gone, so was my $900 gun. My skin tone blended into the scenery. A car passes without noticing me. I dress myself. My knee isn't bloody anymore. I walk to the road in a daze and begin to flag down help.